Hello and welcome to the Tarkus Zone. Thank you for joining me. It's been quite a while since I've done a YouTube video on a video game. I was playing World of Warcraft Classic for a while. I got up into the raids, did some Molten Core, some Onyxia, and I knew when New World was coming out that I was going to be switching gears to that. So I have actually stopped playing World of Warcraft and now in the full race to New World. And I wanted to start this video off by saying that the game is an alpha, or I think alpha just stopped today. There's been a few things on the internet about this game, and I believe that one being true, that alpha has ended. So that means beta is going to be starting very soon. And for those people who pre-ordered the game, they're looking forward to getting into the beta. Now, the beta is not going to carry over to the game when it launches live, I believe on the 26th. So I think it's May 26th is when that's going to happen, and that's when it's supposed to go live, where anybody can play it, and that would be great if it did. But there have been a few things, speculations and whatnot. Now, the thing about it right now, anything you read on the internet, a lot of it's just rumors. Because what the big dismay is right now is, when do we get in the beta? Why isn't the game people, Amazon, who is making this game, why haven't they communicated to us what's going on? It's been really quiet, but then again, during the whole process of the development of this game, they have pretty much closed lip. I mean, they really don't say much. They have given us some devlogs. You can go to YouTube to see those. They have posted when they felt that it was appropriate, but this silence right now that we're getting across the board is what's making some people nervous. And that could be a few things. There's a lot going on in the world right now. But I'm a believer that if you've got a company like Amazon, a large company like Amazon, and they've given you a date, I believe they'll meet that obligation. You know, a few months ago, this game was something totally different. It was a survival game, a PvP, full loot drop survival game. So if you killed somebody, you got all the loot. They felt that the alpha players who played that gave them some great feedback, and they changed the direction of the game. Now, that could be a positive thing or not so positive. Now, I'm not a big PvP person. You guys know that about me. I'm the crafting guy. I do crafting. I do auction house bidding. I do a lot of the things that most people don't want to, you know, dirty their hands with. When I played World of Warcraft, I was the raid tank, so I love doing that. But for games like this, like with my BDO videos and my arcade videos, you know what I do. I try to find the best ways to do something, and I share it with you folks. So while I'm here on this web page that you've seen in front of me or behind me, there is a guild that I joined, and they seem to be very friendly. I shouldn't say seem to be; they are very friendly. They seem to be knowing what needs to be done to get to the ground, you know, and just, you know, get to the ground and start running kind of thing. They are pre-planning stuff. I mean, again, a lot of it is guesswork, because we have a few people in our guild that are alpha testers, but they cannot say anything about the game. So they have pretty much tried to not break that rule. So we're just looking at the dev videos, the dev logs, the dev forum stuff, and we're coming up to the fact that we need to do X, Y, and Z to prepare. It's going to be nice once we get into a beta that as a group we'll be able to hit the ground running and then understand the mechanics of the game, know what we need to do, and then on day one, the 26th, I believe, of next month, not April, but May, that we'll be able to start with somewhat of an advantage, that our members know what's going on and we get a pre-plan. This game, if you haven't seen the videos of it, this video that I'm doing now is just really a discussion about the game. I'm not going to show you any game footage because there's not much out there other than what the devs have shared with us. And you go to YouTube and watch that for yourself. Just type in New World or Amazon New World, and you'll find a handful of videos. But you're going to find that the majority of those videos are the same game footage over and over, just people talking and saying something different during the game footage. Now, I didn't want to exhaust you with seeing the same game footage as that. It's really, you know, it looks like a pretty fancy game. I mean, it looks like a little ESO with Black Desert Online aspects. The game, if you don't know it, it's an MMO. So you're going to get into the game. You'll be able to do quests. You'll be able to do PvE environment stuff, like similar to what Rift did with the Rift set open. This game's going to have some mechanics where these portals will open and these evil guys will come out. And the longer they stay out, the more they're more a pain in the butt they're going to be to get off the, to kill them outright or get them back into the portal, whatever you got to do for the game mechanic. So the game's kind of unique with that. It's kind of taking what Rift did. But I think because this is not tab targeting, I guess if you need to know what that is, that means like World of Warcraft. You can hit the tab button and you'll target a person and your guy will just auto attack. This game is not that. This game, you've got to have full control. It reminds me, well, if you played ESO, it reminds me a lot like ESO. Even I think a little Guild Wars 2, too. Where you're not targeting something, you've actually got to move your a character around, and you swing and you block and you dodge, and those are all mechanics of the game. So like in World of Warcraft, you could have the top tier gear on and walk up and pretty much not take any damage because your gear is what the mechanics of the games are all about. Well, with New World, you can have some epic gear, but if you just stand there and get hit, you're going to take damage and you're eventually going to die. It's not about what your gear does. It's about how you play the game. Now, if you don't like games like that, there's a lot of things in the game that you can do. Like crafting is one of those things, because this game's going to have a high crafting requirements. Like between the settlement needing to be built, because in the game, your company or your guild can have a settlement. And that settlement maybe has a crapper in the corner in a bar in a house, and that may be what your original settlement is. You know what I mean? So what you got to do is through the mechanics of the game, you build onto your settlement, making it bigger and grander, and it looks great. But you got to go get the materials for that, and the people within the guild need to come together with those materials and help the mechanics of the settlement. Building it, maintaining it, making sure that we've got the stuff we need to defend it. I don't think with this game, and again, this is speculation, I believe this game, people don't actually attack your settlement, but they attack your fort that is part of that settlement. So I guess you've got your settlement, and you got the place where you actually defend against a siege, and I believe that's the case. So both of those things you got to work on building up to help defend yourself in case somebody wants to attack you. And those attack windows are determined based on both the guilds, and a few mechanics of the game need to happen before that can happen. So if you I didn't really want to make this a mechanics how the game plays kind of video, but if you go look at YouTube, you'll find that some PvP events need to happen first, and undermining happens, and then you can declare war, and both parties need to agree on the time that that's going to happen, and that's the way the game works. But there's a lot in the game that's PvE driven. So there's monsters you got to kill. There's things that you got to do that don't have anything to do with PvP. And what Amazon's hoping to do is create a world where both PvE players and PvP players play together as kind of like one unit. The PvP guys are out doing their PvP stuff, but they need to come back to the settlement, either get their gear repaired or get new gear. Again, this is just, we don't really know a lot about how that's going to work in the game, but they have said that if somebody wants something in the game, someone's got to create it for them. So that there's always that relationship that's going to happen in this game, where you're going to need people that want to play the PvE elements of the game, and you need people that want to play the PvP elements of the game. Now, the company or the guild that I'm in, you can see their site here. We're actually just using the Steam Communities groups webpage. And it really talks about what we're about. I posted here a little video in the discussions. It's a video I made about recruiting. You can check that out when you come here if that's what you want. Also, you'll find that our official Discord is right here, and I'm actually going to bring that up right now, and I'm going to swap that over here. You're going to find that with our Discord, which is this here, we're pretty active. We've got a few rooms open. Here I am sitting in the Tarkus Zone area while I do this video. You'll find that we're quite active. Right now, the general chat is blowing up all day, and people talk. People have questions about the game. we try to answer them. And the other thing here is Tarkus also cherry pick some videos, these New World videos. So when I was saying that maybe you want to go to YouTube and check out some videos, well, you can come here to our Discord channel and just look at this New World video section. And I cherry picked all the videos that I believe cover pretty much the entire gamut across the board. Now, a few of my guild members or company members have also posted a few videos. Let me just scroll down here. And there was a few videos here that were posted, and they're good videos. And I think you should want to check them out. And you get to know the game. The last video I posted here is really about, you know, what Amazon is up to and what they're about right now, and some of the concern around them not really saying anything at this time. Beta doesn't. I mean, people kind of been out of shape on the forums, the Steam forums, and I can go there real quick to show you these forums here. People are blowing up and down. Why isn't the beta out? You know, what's going on? Some trolls saying, "Oh, I got into beta," which obviously they haven't. You know, it's been going on and on and on, and people are getting kind of nervous. People are saying, "I want a refund." Well, honestly, video games nowadays are, you know, their bugs and their fixes are determined during alpha, and that just stopped. So the game gods, Amazon, can go in there and make any changes they want at this point, and then they can open the beta. And I found that in the last few years, betas are basically just server checks, meaning that, oh, let's open it up for beta. And if somebody finds something that's, you know, going to break the system, yeah, we're going to listen to them and see if we can fix that. But more or less, it's like, can the server have that many people? Does it function without lag? Is it going to crash every 10 minutes? Those are the kinds of things that beta is really, that companies use beta for. Granted, there are going to be some things that players are going to find that will need to be fixed. But pretty much when beta releases, it's a polished game. It's what they envision the game to be. Now, with that said, I know Amazon, based on some of the video that I have watched, have high hopes and big plans for this game. So what you see when the game opens on the 26th is not probably what you're going to see 6 months later, because they're going to add a lot of content. And the content, meaning a lot of PvE content, is going to be added. Now, going back to the fact that it used to be a full-out PvP game, I think they've got that all figured out. They got that all coded. They got that where they want that to be, because that's what the game was. So now it's really, let's try to add to this game PvE elements, and so that we could have raids and dungeons and stuff like that. Now, right now, when the game releases, it's not going to have like dungeons that you phase into. But the developers have said that some of the portals that spawn, like in the Rift game, the portals that spawn, you might have to go through 5 waves of attackers before you get to the actual portal, and then you defeat the portal boss, and then you close the portal. So it's almost like a dungeon in the open world. That's how they've kind of made it sound like. So I'm hoping that's the case. So it's challenging and it's fun. And I'm hoping, I have high hopes for this game. I really think it can be the next big MMO. I really do. I think if you're looking for something to get your mind off what's going on in the world, then New World might be the game for you. And again, it's going to come out in, well, today's what, the 5th of April, so a couple months. But again, beta should be opening soon. Now, soon meaning it could be a week before they launch the game. It could be next week. Who knows? But again, beta for me is not about trying to find all the bugs for them, because I think they hashed that out during alpha. I think for me, it's understanding the game. What advantages can my company / guild get by knowing the information I'm going to go gobble up during beta, so that when we get to the launch day, that our company is not behind, that we're not like standing around looking at each other, you know, what are we supposed to be doing? And those are the kind of, I mean, that's okay if that's how you want to start your experience in a video game, is, yeah, what am I doing now? Look at that guy's picking flowers. I guess I'll go pick flowers. I mean, kind of, you know, I like to pre-plan, so I'm not that kind of guy. I like to know where I need to go to, what area I need to cherry pick because time is money in these kind of games. So I like to cherry pick my time and things that I know that will benefit my company so that we can get our settlement going as quickly as possible. And that's how I look at it. So if you're looking for a company, and again, it's a guild really, if you're familiar with that term, but if you're looking for a company, here we are. When I go to button up this video before I post it to YouTube, I will put that URL in the YouTube, the bucket at the bottom, so that you will have that. I'll also probably have the Discord channel for you too, so you can jump onto our Discord. Again, it's New World from Amazon. And again, I think you're going to be happy with it. And again, we all know Amazon. You can return anything, right? I mean, come on. If anybody's done any business with Amazon, they got this huge open return policy. Even it's amazing what they take back and never say a thing to you. So if the game is garbage, dumpster fire garbage, I can't imagine they're going to be one of those companies that say you can't have your money back. I mean, that's just the reality of it. So what do you got really to lose? Really? Join us, and we will take over all of New World. Thanks for joining me.